Now, I called this mission Live Paintballs because I had this idea of using a number of circles, calling them balls, and paintballs gets kids' attention. And anyway, I'm going to do something different. So the name doesn't really work, but it still is kind of the same. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come right to dead center. I'm on the art layer. I'm still in that template. If you haven't done anything yet, make the template and open this up. Open up this 1920 by 1080 file. I'm going to come dead center. I'm going to hold down Option where it says intersect and click and let go. And this is 1080 high. So I can make this 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels. Huh? And then click OK or hit return. Cool. So I get a black, this is a default, black circle with a white fill. Now, I can do this and click and do it again, but why not? Let me hit the letter V to get my selection tool. Why not? This is already highlighted. Why not copy it, Command C, and then we want to paste in place or paste in front. I want to paste in front because I want this circle to be on top of this circle. So edit paste in front is Command F. Right there. Command F. I got to put my glasses on before I go up to the menu. Because I never do that. I just hit Command F. And we have dropped another circle on there. And I'm going to grab a corner and start to resize, but I'm going to hold down Option, which lets me resize from the center, and then I'm going to hold down Shift, which lets me have a circle that's resized from the center. And I'm going to come out, it says 665.65. It doesn't matter. About that far. And then I let go of Shift and Option. And then I'm going to hit Command C, Command F. And once again, I'm going to do the same thing. Hold down Option, hold down Shift, and kind of make a target, right? Boom, a target. How cool. But I also want to go ahead and make two lines. Let's go ahead and just make a vertical line. We'll go straight from this anchor point. I'm going to click, and remember, you can hold Shift, go straight down, snap it right in there. And then come over here and do the same thing. We're going to come straight over. Get the black arrow, and I'm going to hide my guide so you can see what's going on. Okay, now we got this. Now instead of a white circle and a black circle and a white circle, what if we made this segment black, this segment white, this segment black, and then this one white, and this one black, and this one white? We're going to kind of alternate. How are you going to color that in? We're not going to use the paintbrush. We're going to use something called the Live Paint Bucket. So to use that, we can select everything. But I'll tell you what, when I'm using this, I always like to make a copy and call this, something like, this would be vectors. And this would be my live paint. Okay? So I'm not only going to, I'm not going to lock the vectors. I'm just going to hide it so they're not there. So now we got live paint. And I can select it by clicking on the meatball, which selects all those guys. We can do it a bunch of different ways. But let's come up to Object, Live Paint. Where's my glasses? Jeez. Okay. Getting old's wonderful. Live Paint and Make. We'll talk about gap options later when it gets a little more complicated. But if you make live paint and you can't, things won't fill in right, well, paint stops at small, medium, large, custom. You can go ahead and change the gaps and then say set default and see what happens. But for us right here, everything is going to work out fine. Everything's selected. I'm going to go Object, Live Paint, Make. Option Command X. That's an easy one to remember. Now, I'm going to tell you, always read these. And you can see brushes, live effects, transparency. We're not doing any of that stuff. These are just lines. Okay? They're paths. They're simple paths, nothing complicated about it. Now that it's a live paint object, look at these corners. Funky, huh? So what's going on with that? We just want to do black and white, but we already have white. I mean, these things are white fills with a black stroke, right? So I'm going to go ahead and swap this out because, well, I want to deselect, so nothing's selected. Get the live paint bucket. I don't know, it's underneath the shape builder right here. And I haven't used this in a long time, so let's see. If I swap these out and come out here, you can see that little center thing. I've got black, white, and red as my three colors. And I can use and I got yellow and green. So I'm using the arrow tools and I'm cycling through these colors. I'm going to go back because I just want to get back to black. So it's an easy way to select colors. Since the last time I used this tool, it looks like Adobe's added a whole bunch of colors that show up there. So it's a black fill, but I want no stroke. I don't want to put a white stroke on anything. I just want a black fill. And right now that went back. I'm going to hit the right arrow. So I got a black fill with no stroke. So now if I come out here, see how this stuff highlights? Whoa, what's that do? It fills it in. Fills it in, fills it in. Oh my goodness, how easy is that? Now, for all of you who've been scribbling with the paintbrush trying to fill in things, start thinking about what you can do with the live paint bucket. You have to have a whole bunch of paths. They have to be closed. If you just have a line, nothing's going to happen. You can't use the paint bucket on a line because it's not and especially a line that doesn't even have a stroke. So let's do that. That is what's called an open path. It's not a container. To fill this with the live paint bucket, well, you got to close it up. So, if we go to there, then go to there, whoops, go there, then come over here, click over here, and now, you see that? Now, I could do this with a live paint bucket, but let's face it, this is a closed path. All we got to do is just swap that out. Whoa. Really? How about that? We can't fill that. Okay, well, I was freelancing there, so Option Command X. Will it work? Live paint bucket. Let's get our live paint bucket, swap this out, black fill. Okay, so when it doesn't work, the live paint bucket to the rescue. And I'll be honest with you, I don't make closed shapes like that. I'll get the pen tool and, turn that off and just go, boom, 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 and then close it up. And you've got your closed path that's automatically filled. So better ways to work, but you got to admit that live paint bucket rocks. And wouldn't it be nice to save these shapes, these spirals, all this stuff, save them so we could reuse them, but not have to go dig through these documents? Just be able to use them. Oh, and I see a problem. We'll come back in the next video. And yeah, we're going to find a way to reuse these things, and we're going to find a way to fix a problem I'm looking at. Did you see it too?